Tune into Sports 360 with Ahmed Hamad.
Australia beat Sri Lanka by an innings and 242 runs on the fourth day of the first cricket test match at Galle. Earlier, Sri Lanka resumed their first inning at the overnight score of 136 for the loss of 5 wickets, with Dinesh Chandimal batting on 63, along with Kuhnemann who's batting on 10. But Sri Lanka, in reply to Australia's first inning score of 654 for the loss of 6 wickets, and when Australia declared their inning, Sri Lanka were bowled out for 165 in their first innings. Australia took a 489 runs first inning lead and forced Sri Lanka to follow on. Resuming at 136 for the loss of 5 wickets, Sri Lanka lost their 6th wicket at 156. Kuhnemann was the first man to go in today's play after scoring 21 of 40 balls with the help of 1-4 and 1-6. He was caught by Todd Murphy off the bowling of Kuhnemann. At the same total, Sri Lanka lost their 3 wickets. 6 for 156, Kuhnemann, 7 for 156, Dinesh Chandimal. The overnight batsman was out after scoring 72 of 139 balls with the help of 9 fours. He was legged before by Nathan Lyon. And then the 8th wicket of Purbhat Jayasuriya also at 156, and he was out facing 6 deliveries without scoring, stumped by Alex Carey off the bowling of Kuhnemann. 5 runs later, Sri Lanka lost their 9th wicket of Nishan Paris in the 52nd over, and he was caught by Josh Inglis off the bowling of Nathan Lyon. He made 5 runs of 9 balls. While the 10th and final wicket fell at 165 in the 53rd over, and that is of Jeffrey Wenderson, who scored 4 runs of 7 balls with the help of 1-4. He was caught by Mitchell Starc off the bowling of Kuhnemann. In reply to Australia's 654 for 6 declared in the first inning, Sri Lanka were bowled out for 165 in 52.2 overs, thus conceding a lead of 489 and were forced to follow on. For Australia, Mitchell Starc, 8 overs, 1 maiden, 13 runs and 2 wickets. Matthew Kuhnemann, 18.2 overs, 3 maiden, 63 runs and 5 wickets, 5 for 63. His economy was 3.43. And Nathan Lyon, the old horse, 20 overs, 3 maiden, 57 runs and 3 wickets, while Todd Murphy also bowled 6 overs, 1 maiden, 28 runs without capturing a wicket. After follow-on, Sri Lanka again batted for 54.3 overs. Yes, in the first inning, they batted for 52.2 overs, but in their second inning after follow-on, they batted for 54.3 overs and scored 247 runs and were bowled out, thus losing the match by an innings and 242 runs. The second inning start was also very poor. The first 2 wickets fell at 6. First wicket at 6, Ushara Fernando in the 3rd over. He could only score 6 runs of 10 balls with the help of 1-4. He was legged before by Mitchell Starc. And Dumit Karunaratne, his poor form continues and was out facing 4 deliveries without scoring, bowled by Todd Murphy. 69 runs were added for the 3rd wicket and Sri Lankan total reached 75. They lost their first inning high scorer, Dinesh Chandimal, who scored 31 in the second inning of 49 balls with the help of 3 fours with a strike rate of 63. He was caught by Travis Head off the bowling of Nathan Lyon, and Sri Lanka was 75 for 3 in the 18th over. 39 runs were added for the 4th wicket, and Sri Lanka lost their 4th wicket at 114. Kamindu Mendes was the 4th to go after scoring 32 of 26 balls, hitting 4 fours and 1-6 with a strike rate of 123. He was caught by Mitchell Starc off the bowling of Kuhnemann. Then back-to-back 2 wicket. Another wicket fell at 114, and that is of their most experienced batsman, Angelo Mathews, who made 41 of 59 balls, hitting 6 fours with strike rate of 69. He was caught by Travis Head, and the bowler was Nathan Lyon. 65 runs were added for the 6th wicket, and Sri Lanka lost their 6th wicket, and that is of their captain at 179. Dhananjaya De Silva was out after scoring 39 of 50 balls with the help of 8 fours with a strike rate of 78. He was caught by Webster, and the bowler was Kuhnemann. 8 runs later, Kuhnemann was the 7th to go, scoring 34 of 47 balls with the help of 4 fours. He was stumped by Alex Carey off the bowling of Nathan Lyon. The 8th wicket at 192, Purbhat Jayasuriya was out after scoring 1, bowled by Nathan Lyon, and the 9th at 209, Nishan Paris was the 9th to go without scoring. He faced 14 balls but could not open his account and was bowled by Kuhnemann. 38 runs were added for the 10th wicket, and Jeffrey Vandesay, playing in his own style, is scoring a half century. Of 47 balls, he hit 7 fours and 2 sixes, and his strike rate was 113. He was caught by Mitchell Starc off the bowling of Kuhnemann, and Sri Lanka were all out for 247 runs in 54.3 overs. Looking at the Australian bowling in the second innings, Mitchell Starc, 5 overs, 1 maiden, 14 runs and 1 wicket. Todd Murphy, 11 overs, 57 runs and 1 wicket. Matthew Kuhnemann, 9 wickets in the match, 5 in the first and 4 in the second. 17.3 overs, 2 maiden, 86 runs and 4 wicket. While Nathan Lyon, 19 overs, 4 maiden, 78 runs and 4 wicket. And Travis Head also bowled 2 overs, gave away 8 runs without taking a wicket. So the summary of the match, stand-in captain winning the toss and opted to bat first. Australia scored 654 runs in their first inning for the loss of 6 wickets. They declared the first inning at 654 for 6. Usman Khwaja was the highest run scorer. At 38, he scored his first double century, and he was very well supported by Steven Smith, who along with Usman Khwaja put on 266 runs for the 4th wicket. Then Steven Smith, in 141 runs inning, reached his 10,000 runs milestone, also his 35th century in Test cricket. Josh Inglis, in his debut Test match, scored a brilliant century. He scored 102 of 94 balls, hitting 10 fours and 1 sixes. Apart from them, Travis had made 57 and Alex Carey 46 not out. Kuhnemann and Lyon consigned Sri Lanka to their biggest defeat. Australia steamrolled Sri Lanka listless batting order across 2 innings on day 4 to complete a near flawless performance. Australia brushed aside any concern over Galle's fickle weather by steamrolling through Sri Lanka's listless batting order across 2 innings on day 4 to complete a near flawless performance in the first test. After 2 sessions on day 3 were washed out, Australia pushed for a straightforward victory, appeared under some threat with wet weather also forecast for later on the 4th day. But the rain held off and Australia resumed their domination by remarkably claiming 15 wickets to seal a massive innings and a 242 runs victory in a match that effectively only lasted 9 sessions. Such was the gulf between the side. Australia batted for 154 overs in their sole innings compared to Sri Lanka's 106.4 overs spread over 2 innings. It was a brilliant performance from the new-look Australia without a skipper Pat Cummins and boosting a spin-heavy attack. Everything went to a plan for standing captain Steven Smith after he won a favourable toss and Australia capitalised on a slow surface to post their highest ever total in Asia. Australia's decision to reshuffle their batting order proved a masterstroke, with Josh Inglis scoring a rapid century on debut. So too, selecting 3 spinners with left arm Matthew Kuhnemann, underlining his value in the subcontinent with 9 wickets for the match, having made a speedy recovery from thumb injury sustained in the Big Bash League game on January 16. Australia were very well prepared and executed their plans with bat and ball superbly, but they came up against an inept Sri Lanka. Matches between the teams traditionally have been highly competitive in this terrain. But Sri Lanka were completely outclassed and will need to regroup quickly before the second test at the same venue starting on 6th of February. The result means Australia have retained the Warne-Muralidaran Trophy. After being forced to fall on, having lost 5 for 9 to be bowled out for 165 in the first inning, Sri Lanka hoped to reset a muster and a fight to get them into late afternoon when rain was expected. But Sri Lanka's trouble continued in their second innings after left-arm quick Mitchell Starc and off-spinner Todd Murphy, both of whom had not bowled in almost 24 overs. Sri Lanka had remarkably lost 7 for 15 across 2 innings in little over an hour. But Dinesh Chandimal and Angelo Mathews combined for a 69 runs partnership, Sri Lanka's best of the match, to offer belated resistance. Sri Lanka's tail folded quickly with Kuhnemann claimed his second 5-wicket haul of his Test career after 5 for 16 against India in Indore. But he was just getting warm up as Australia continued their merry way to inflict Sri Lanka's heaviest defeat in Test cricket.
Keep on watching Sports 360 with Ahmed Hamad for latest news, views, and interviews of sports personalities from around the world.